Hi guys, welcome back to GeekinGorgeous. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my tutus for my Cosplay tutu series. I have made this for a bunch of different costumes I've done. I've used this for my R2 tutu, Darth Vader, C-3PO, Harley Quinn, and my TARDIS. And today I'm going to be doing the TARDIS 2.0. This is a super easy project, so if you're new to cosplay or to sewing, then this is definitely something that you'll be able to take on. You don't need that many things, but it's a very time-consuming project, so make sure you have your patience with you. Depending on how fluffy you want your tutu to be, you're going to want to add and subtract yards to the tulle that you're going to be using. If you want a short, small tutu, then you're going to use less yards of tulle. And then if you want a tutu like my R2-D2 costume, you're going to need a lot of tulle to make it really big and fluffy. So that's what I'm going to be making today for my TARDIS costume. So all I'm going to do is take my measuring tape and measure around my waist. If you want to have your tutu sit at your hips, then measure around your hips. So my waist is 27 inches, so I'm going to be using about 26 yards of tulle to make my skirt really big and fluffy. Just to give you guys some reference, I used 26 yards for my R2-D2 costume, about 20 yards for my Darth Vader. I'll throw in some pictures. You can see it's a lot thinner and it kind of sticks to your body. It's not as fluffy as R2. And for my Harley Quinn costume, I only used 18 yards of tulle just because it's a shorter tutu, so I didn't want to have so much bulk. So it's 18 yards in that one. Again, this is just a guide with the sizing. If you're unsure and you want your tutu to be really fluffy, I would buy more tulle and then you can always trim it as you go on if it's too much. Feel with elastic, it stretches over time if you're going to be wearing this cosplay a lot. So I like to use ribbon. I put the ribbon through the waist and then I have two ends. That way I can tighten it or loosen it depending on the day, and I can put this on different size waists as well. So if I gain weight or lose weight, it will always fit. Before we started, I just wanted to explain how the ribbons are going to work. Now with my R2-D2 costume, there is a layer of ribbon and then there is a layer of lace. With the TARDIS, I am not going to be adding lace. I'm going to be adding a gold ribbon because I feel like the TARDIS has gold in it. I feel like this would just look really nice on the TARDIS. So I'm going to put this underneath and then the blue one is going to go on top. If you want to add lace, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to add anything, then you don't have to. I just like to add these two on top of each layer because it adds a nice touch. If you are using 26 yards of tulle, then you will need 26 yards of ribbon. If you are using 26 yards of tulle again, you will need 26 yards of lace or a second ribbon. So it does get a little bit pricey because you do need 26 yards of this, 26 yards of this, and 26 yards of tulle. Okay guys, this is what you are going to need to make your amazing tutu. Of course you need tulle. I have 26 yards here. And then you are going to need 2 colors of ribbon. If you don't want to add a second color of ribbon, you can add lace like my R2-D2 costume. You will need 26 yards as well. Depending on how many yards you are using for your skirt, that is the same amount of yards you will need for the ribbon to go all the way around. Second, you will need a measuring tape to take your waist measurements, and then you will need fabric scissors. And I also use these little trimmers to trim all of the thread as I'm sewing. But that is everything that you are going to need. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below and I will try and help you guys out. But let's get sewing. There's 2 pieces open on this side of the tulle, and on this side is the fold. If you want your tutu shorter, then you can trim all of the fabric. So what I'm going to do is sew 1 inch from the fold all the way 26 yards, and then that is going to be my waistband. At the end, we're going to feed through the ribbon all the way through the whole waistband. Hi, buddy. Okay, now that the waist is sewn, we are going to add on the first layer of ribbon. With the tulle, it's double layered, so the first layer that falls over top of the second one. I'm gonna put the ribbon right on top of the bottom part of the tulle, and we're just going to top stitch in the center all the way across. Now make sure you do not sew the second layer of tulle. We are just sewing the top part. We're going to add the second layer of ribbon onto this or the lace, but we're going to do that after. So let's put this on the floor again. You're adding the ribbon onto the bottom top layer of the tulle, and we are just top stitching in the middle all the way across. I find that pulling the ribbon and the tulle at the same time as you sew is really helpful because then it doesn't bunch up. Okay, so now that the top layer trim is finished, we're going to add the gold to the bottom layer of the tulle. So here you have the top, and then right underneath we have the second layer. Because we want the gold to hang a little bit lower than the blue, we're going to put it down and just sew right along the edge here. That way at the end, the blue is going to lay on top nicely, just like this, and we'll see just a little bit of the gold. I am actually going to change my thread to a gold thread for this one. So you want to open the layers, and we're doing the bottom layer with the gold, just on the end here. We are sewing it about 1/2 inch onto the tulle. Now that we have both trimmings done, we have the gold side and the blue, all of the sewing is done. All we have to do is feed through the next ribbon to the waistband so that we can tie the tutu together. I actually ran out of blue ribbon, so I'm just gonna use black and then buy more blue ribbon to finish this, but just for the sake of the video, I'm gonna take this ribbon and just on a paintbrush or a makeup brush, I put the ribbon around and then I just tie this on with an elastic. I'm sure there's a tool for this, but I just DIY at home. So I put this together and then I'm gonna take the very end of the tulle. So we have the end and we're just going to feed this ribbon through where the waistband is, where we first sewed the top. We have the ribbon on the bottom and we're just gonna feed it through all the way like this. And you just keep going, all 26 yards. Do it right, do it right. So see, you have the double layers, you have the blue ribbon on top, and then the gold underneath. I really like how the double layer turned out. I think the double ribbon looks really good, especially with the gold. I think it's a nice touch with the whole TARDIS and all of the blue. If you guys do try this tutu at home, then send me photos because it's super easy. If you're a beginner in sewing or cosplaying, then I think this will be a very easy project for you to try. And I'll see you guys next time on YouTube Land. Thanks for watching, bye.